Welcome to the 4th edition of MATC's Media, Arts, and Technology. I'm your host, Kyra Wright. On today's episode, we will learn the origins of haiku from Michael Fisher. We'll learn how to use the green screen in our e-production minute with Warren, and we will go to Bayview with Jesse, where he gives us some great possible nights out. All that and more coming up next. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us here today on MATC's Media, Arts, and Technology and Community. I'm Kyra Wright. Coming up, Warren will take us on another e-production minute where he'll tell us how to put some sizzle in our videos with green screen. But first, Michael gives us a history lesson and talks about the origins of haiku. Let's take a look.
Did you know that the word of poetry and the style been around since the 2nd BC, written in stone? Hi, and welcome to the world of poetry. I'm your host, Michael Fisher. Today we're going to be talking about a style of poetry that has been around since the 13th century. It is called haiku. Believe it or not, it comes from the word huku, which means one verse. It took into the 17th century in Japan to have a revolution, or as they used to call it, a renaissance, to change how we perceive haikus to this day. They don't follow the 5-7-5 formation until that time, because it's often broken. It took them to call a new word called uku, which means multi-verses in their poems. So, the remaining things were the philosophy of haiku. It gives you a sense of time. It's supposed to focus on a brief moment in time. A use of provocative and colorful images. And it gives you a sense of enlightenment. The philosophy influenced by Ezra Pound wrote about He wrote, "The image itself is speech. The image is the words beyond language." I'm going to leave you with one of the most famous haiku poets, Masazuki Chiku. Night at once again. The while I wait for you, oh when turns into the rain. I want to sleep, swine the flies softly. When I turn my head, the traveler I just passed melts in the mist. My life, how much more of it remains? The night is brief. As you can see, it created an image so colorful and so unique to the people. It doesn't understand where is he going with it, because it's his own interpretation of how he views things. It's really hard for him to understand where he's trying to convey. He could be conveying an image that's not really known to us. But that's the style of poetry that he's choose to tell his story. Join us next time for another style of poetry. I am your host, Michael Fisher.
Oh, watch and see. There's so much more on MATC. Thanks, Michael. You inspired me to do my own poetry. That was a wonderful lesson in haiku. Let's take another look at our e-production minute with Warren Barth, who's going to tell us all about green screens.
Do you want to make your next online video sizzle? Change your world with a green screen. You can use a chroma pop to achieve green screening on location, or make a do-it-yourself one using green fabric. Here's a few more tips to remember. Any green screen you use needs to be as tightly fastened, flat, and smooth as possible without wrinkles. You need proper lighting to achieve a professional look. The lighting should be soft and even across the green screen. You need to position your subject at least 8 to 10 feet in front of the green screen to avoid shadows, and make sure they stay within the camera frame. And unless your project specifically calls for it, don't wear green. Using a green screen is a convenient and effective way to provide variety for any vlog, interview, or any other video production. I'm out of time for this week. See you next time on another eProduction Minute.
Thanks, Warren, for those great tips on how to use a green screen. Later on in the show, we have a special guest, Chriselle Greenwood from the Salvation Army. And then Jesse will take us to Bayview for tips on what could be a great night out. But first, let's join Joe Carini with the top 5 snacks that can improve memory and the function of the brain. And we're also going to go over to Angelica Rocha, who's going to take us to MATC's Oak Creek campus, where we'll learn a little bit more about our heating and ventilation program.
It's that time of the semester again. Between studying for exams, doing papers, and final projects, it's hard to find time to prepare a well-balanced meal. So to keep your body going, you'll need at least a snack. Instead of picking up another bag of potato chips or other salty snack, let's rediscover study time snacking with the 5 best snacks for memory and brain function to improve your performance this semester in the crunch time. Number 5 is one of everyone's favorites during snack time, chocolate. Not just any kind of chocolate will do, however. Dark chocolate is what your brain cells call for. It not only improves memory, but also increases blood flow to the brain, heightening and clarifying your senses. Remember, the darker the chocolate, the better. Weighing in at number 4 on the list of top 5 beneficial study snacks to help improve memory are berries. Berries such as blueberries, cranberries, black currants, and grapes are packed with phytonutrients and antioxidants to improve blood flow to the brain. And as an extra benefit, they also help cleanse the body of toxins. So next time you need to pull a long study session, stop at the produce section of your local grocery store and get some delicious berries. Number 3 on the list is another delicious fruit, apples. These babies are packed with the antioxidant quercetin, which greatly improves memory function. So remember, aside from an apple a day keeping the doctor away, they, along with a properly planned study schedule, can help you bring home A's for days on your next report card.
Coming one spot behind the coveted number 1 spot is the opposite end of the spectrum from apples and berries. Cruciferous vegetables, such as broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage, have been proven by a Harvard study to have the most brain-boosting power and memory-improving function out of all vegetables. However, eating them raw is the way to get the most benefits out of these vegetables. Cooking them erases most of the beneficial compounds within them. The number 1 spot on our list is not necessarily seen as a snack by the average person. Fish is the number 1 snack that can improve your brain and memory function. This is due to the omega-3 fatty acid found highly concentrated within most fish. This improves your memory and brain function greatly, which makes it the number 1 snack on our list. So next time you head to the library, say no to the chips, gummy candies, or other junk foods. Grab an apple, some berries, dark chocolate, vegetables, or even some fish. This will help you maintain a healthy diet and get better grades while doing it.
M.A.T.C. offers a variety of programs at each of their campuses. Here at the Oak Creek campus, HVAC, which stands for Heating and Air Conditioning, has one of the highest graduation rates here at M.A.T.C.
My name is Douglas Drzymski. I'm a HVAC instructor here, refrigeration teacher. The students gain many skills that they can take out onto the job field. Today they were working on a tubing project where they got to learn how to pipe up a tubing project, how to swedge, how to flare, how to braze, how to solder, how to cut pipe to length. So a lot of different aspects. The refrigeration cycle, how to put gauges on, so a lot of different aspects. It's a very competitive field. The class that I'm teaching is full. Actually, we had a waiting list to get in, so it is a popular program. It's excellent opportunity to get hands-on, and then to further yourself and get out in the field and get a position in the field, working in the industry. The job success rate right now in the field, there's a lot of jobs out there. People are begging for people in our industry right now. Our program it's an excellent opportunity to come down, gain skills and knowledge, and go out in the field and make excellent money. A great career, something you can do the rest of your life. There you go, let's keep melting. When you start melting too much, then you're going to pull the flame back a little bit.
Thanks, Joe, for the top 5 snacks that can help students study for a test. And you too, Angelica, for the interesting program at MATC's Oak Creek campus. With me now is our special guest, our Media Relations Director for the Salvation Army, Ms. Chriselle Greenwood. Welcome to our show, Chriselle.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So talk to us about, we're all excited, we have on our Salvation Army red, but talk to us about the Salvation Army this time of year. What are your biggest focuses?
Yeah, we have a lot going on. As you know, it is our big time of year right now, and so bell ringing is one of the biggest things taking place right now. Bell ringing truly is something that the entire community can get involved in. We're looking for people to help us not just with making those donations at the kettle, but also ringing the bell. We need lots of volunteers to help us ring the bell. We have over 100 kettles throughout the community, and it takes a lot of work to keep those manned.
Okay, and how long is a shift for someone who may want to volunteer to ring a bell? Is it like an hour, 2 hours?
Yeah, volunteers can ring bells for just 2 hours.
Okay.
That's a hashtag we've been using this season, so just 2 hours.
Okay.
And you can bring your family, you can bring your friends, you can bring your coworkers. Make it what you want it to be. If you want to sing at the kettle, if you want to dance.
Wow.
Those who are a little more interactive always seem to do better.
Okay. And so what do you say to someone, because I know we always see the kettles going in and out of stores, and someone may say, I really want to donate, but I may only have, the extra change left over from my shopping. Is that worth even putting into the kettle, or are you looking for a certain dollar amount?
Yeah, it's true that the kettle campaign is built on counting pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters. So in this case, absolutely, every penny counts. So if you have 26 cents left over, we'll take it.
Wow, so you hear that, college students, because college students don't have a lot of money.
That's right.
So that 26 cents will make a big difference in someone's life through the Salvation Army. Now, in addition to the kettle ringing, you also have the toy shop. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the Christmas Toys Shop is an opportunity for parents to come in and shop for toys for their kids for Christmas.
Wow.
So right now we're collecting toys, and that's another way that you can get involved. You can donate a toy to the Salvation Army, or if you prefer, you can host a toy drive with your family, with your co-workers, put a drive together in the workplace. We would be happy to take those toys off of your hands.
Okay, and so if someone was going to host a toy drive, like if one of the student organizations wanted to do it, when would the toy drive have to end, and how soon would you need the toys?
Our distribution is going to take place December 16th, 19th, and 20th.
Okay.
So we would like to get toys in by then. In order to host a drive, you can visit our website at samilwaukee.org, and on the homepage there is a link that just says host a drive.
Okay. And then you guys also have another even bigger event than the toy shop. So we know the bell ringers, we know the toy shop, but then you also have the family Christmas feast.
There's that little thing called the Christmas Family Feast.
Christmas Family Feast.
This
Okay.
is the 27th year of Christmas Family Feast.
Wow.
And so we'll be back at the Wisconsin Center on Christmas Day serving a free lunch to the community.
Wow. So on average, about how many lunches are you serving on Christmas Day?
Well, last year we served over 8,000 meals.
8,000 meals.
8,000 people. It's hard to
Okay.
comprehend. And truly it's something you have to see for yourself.
Yeah.
So
So if someone wasn't able to be a bell ringer or they couldn't host a toy drive, how would they be able to volunteer for the Christmas Family Feast?
again, go to our website, samilwaukee.org. You can sign up online to be a volunteer. And there are hundreds, thousands, in fact, thousands of shifts to choose from. And we're looking for all kinds of volunteers. We're looking for people who can sing in the choir. We're looking for people who can, who can help with volunteer check-in.
Okay.
So
just if you don't cook, because a lot of college students don't cook, so they may be saying, I might not want to volunteer for
Yeah.
feeding people, but
Yeah.
you can volunteer and do a number of things.
and if you don't want to volunteer, you can always come out and have a free meal.
Oh, wow. That's exciting.
Sure.
Wow. All right, so talk to us a little bit more. We know that the Salvation Army is so known for what they do around the holiday time. What are some of your programs that you do throughout the year in the greater Milwaukee area?
Yeah. One of our big programs that kicks off in the summer is the Feed the Kids program. So here in Milwaukee, we will serve lunches for a 10-week period. Every single day, we take vans into the community and we hand out sack lunches to children who often would otherwise go without.
Wow.
So that's one of our programs. At State Fair time, you'll find us at State Fair handing out free water to everybody who's attending the fair. You will see us often side by side with the police department through our chaplaincy program. So we're able to go out and assist them when they are called to the scene of an accident, a homicide, a suicide. We're able to provide the grief and support that sometimes otherwise wouldn't be available at that scene.
Right. And so that's so important because I know people think, Red Kettles, Christmas, Salvation Army, but you guys are doing stuff throughout the year.
That's right.
On a continuous basis. And I think sometimes people kind of forget that.
Yeah, our programs do go year round. Our goal this year is to raise $4 million. That $4 million is going to sustain our 80+ programs throughout the entire next year.
Oh, wow, that's really exciting. So talk to us a little bit more about the history of the Salvation Army, because I know you guys are one of the older charity organizations.
Yeah, we are. In fact, last year was our 150th anniversary.
Okay, so wait a minute. 150 years.
We've been around for a long time.
You've been doing this, giving out toys, dinners, 100. Did you guys have a birthday party?
We had a big celebration, we did. So the Salvation Army was founded in London in 1865 by a Methodist preacher named William Booth.
Okay.
And so last year we did have a celebration over in London.
Wow.
A few people from here were able to go and attend that event. So we've been serving and giving back to those in need for a really long time.
Okay. And what would you say to a student that may be watching that's very, civic, community-minded, very active, and they're saying, I like what the Salvation Army does. Maybe, when I graduate from M.A.T.C, I want to move into a career. How is something like that possible?
Yeah, I would say visit our website.
Okay.
Get a feel for what we do, for the programs and services that we provide. We have a wide variety of employment opportunities that are available, and in the meantime, you can always volunteer.
Okay, and volunteering is kind of a good way to get your foot in the door and
Yeah, absolutely.
kind of get comfortable.
Get to know the staff, get to know what we do. Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Chriselle. We truly appreciate everything that the Salvation Army does for the greater Milwaukee area. And we hope that we can participate in some of your bell ringing and at least donate.
That
even
sounds
if we
great.
can't, go out there and ring some bells for you guys this year.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chriselle, for joining us. Coming up next, we're going to go to Jesse in Bayview, who's going to show us all the tips for a great night out. He's going to talk to the owner of Cafe Corazon and the general manager from the Avalon Theater.
For the past few years, downtown Bayview has been commonly referred to as the city's other east side, mainly due to the many trading restaurants, cafes, and nightlife gathering spots which have emerged in the neighborhood. The triangle intersection of Kinnickinnick, Lincoln, and Howell Avenue houses a bus stop designed by architect Roman Montato, which adds to the beauty of the neighborhood. Let's check in with one of the new additions to the neighborhood, Cafe Corazon.
I'm George Morellis, owner of Cafe Corazon, River West, and now new location here on Bayview. Cafe Corazon in River West has been there for almost 8 years now. I just said, instead of, I'm in construction, she's in HR, and I said instead of going back to those, why don't we try this? So we had plans to try to do like a taqueria bar thing in River West, and it ended up being much more than that. So, and it's been great. We've been really lucky. We didn't want to move into a space that we'd have to lease, and some of them were like in shopping mall areas and stuff like that, and that really wasn't us, So we were looking to, find a unique building or something, and Bayview just seemed to be the spot to go to. There's a lot of stuff going on here right now, and I have actually history in Bayview. I used to live over here back in my late teens, and I went to Bayview High School for my senior year. So I have a lot of connection here to Bayview. So there's still friends here that I've known for 25, 30 years, and so I figured it'd be a good spot to open up my second location. And then this building came around for sale, and it was in pretty rough shape, and ironically it was a Mexican restaurant at one time. So I looked at it and I decided I was going to go for it. And the fact that I really liked was that it's on KK, and my friend owns a bar down the street, and I have another friend who owns a shop down the street. So I just went for it, and I thought it'd be a good addition to the neighborhood. I love what's happening here, and I'm glad I'm part of it. It's Cafe Corazon Bayview, 2394 South Kinnickinnick Avenue. Absolutely, come on down and check us out.
The Avalon Theater has also been a staple in the community for many years.
Hi, I'm Terry Taylor. I'm the general manager of the Avalon Theater and Lounge here. A brief history of the Avalon would be that it was constructed during the 1920s. If you're looking around at some of the architecture here and you see that some of it's familiar looking to you, it was designed by Russell Barr Williamson. He was also one of the architects of the Rave, so if you see some of these Moorish arches or some of the black pillars looking familiar to you, you might recognize those from the Eagles Ballroom. It originally our atmospheric theater sat anywhere from about 1,300 people to about 2,000 people. Now it seats about 218. Obviously those seats were not luxury recliners, and they were not serving you at your seat. Back in the day, the chairs were just your kind of standard metal fold-out chair. So now we've opened up more aisle space for servers to come in and serve you. We have pizza, sandwiches all made in our kitchen here. They're fresh baked. We have a whole list of appetizers that we serve right at your seat. Servers stealthily kind of sneak in and out of the theater. And we also have full drink service. We have a bar and lounge that you can feel free to hang out and wait for a movie to start and grab a cocktail, or you can order that from your server and we deliver it right to your seat. Well, I think in terms of Bayview and the neighborhood itself, the Avalon obviously was a big part in the ownership's life growing up, and he saw some of his very first movies here, had his first kiss here in the balcony, and really wanted to bring all those memories of his and share those with the community, because he knew that the community around here also had similar memories.
Thanks, Jesse, so much for taking us to Cafe Corazon and the Avalon Theater. Well, that about does it for our show today. We want to thank Chriselle Greenwood from the Salvation Army for joining us. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving and had a great time sharing with your family and loved ones and giving thanks for our men and women that are serving our country at home and overseas. I'm your host, Kyra Wright. See you next time on Media, Arts, and Technology and Community.